What up, everybody? It's Chad, the UFC Dad, here with another MMA Moneyline video for you guys. It's been a great year so far. Went 8-2 in the last card. A lot of controversy around that card, but we're just going to keep it pushing. It's the name of the game, you know. I mean, we don't know about a lot of these things when these guys walk in these fights if they're hurt, injured, taking bribes. We don't know, so that's what makes it so much fun. I don't put a whole bunch of analysts, and I don't want to bore you guys with all that stuff. I just try to hit the fun facts, give you my picks, and the results speak for themselves. So hopefully you guys are making some cash off my passion. So here we go. Gonna break down the first fight. It got changed around. It was Valentine from the Ultimate Fighter show. He got hurt, I believe. Uh, kind of good for him because he really needed to win here, but not going to get the chance now. Steps in Mr. Johnson. Big guy, powerful, moved down from heavyweight all the way down to middleweight. He's looked really good there so far. Versus McVee, he's 0-1. He looked good in his short notice fight though. But again, I just think that tall 6'4" length versus a very stocky, heavy, powerful guy like Johnson is trouble for McVee. So I got Johnson in this fight. Moving on to the next one, Marcos versus Miles John. Miles John's 0-2 in his last couple. Marcos had his first loss, but he looked good besides that. He's a bigger fighter here longer, and that's kind of his game plan to keep shorter fighters away from him. So I think he's going to do a very good job in this fight of that and rebound here. So we're going to go Marcos with the win. All right, here's a couple debut in the UFC. We have the Brazilian Gimes versus Hokit. Hokit's Dana White Contender Series guy, football player, wrestler at Fresno State. A lot of power, pretty patient guy for being a heavyweight. He doesn't really go in there trying to rush things. He does finish fights in the first round enough, but he's not in there just swinging wildly and trying to, knock your head off. He's going to take you down, grind you out a little bit. And this is a good matchup for him because the Brazilian's a really good jiu-jitsu practitioner. One against some of the best, so this should be a fun fight. Hopefully it stays standing. If it does, we're going to see these two boys swinging and see how they're going to stack up in the heavyweight division here. But my pick is Hawkett. He's a big favorite right now, so not a lot of money to make on him, but he's my pick. All right, next fight. Hyder Emil versus Jamal Emmers. Emmers is willing to stand. He will stand in the pocket and swing. Emmers had his first loss, but he's another guy that will stand in the pocket and swing. If both those guys do that, I like Hyder to take his head off here because he's a little bit more powerful, compact, and take a shot. So I'm going to go Emil Hyder here in that one. All right, my upset pick is going to be CLD versus Tulio. Tulio, also another guy willing to brawl, so it should be a fun little card here with a lot of fighters willing to stand exchange in the middle. CLD is more of a technical striker. He's also found some finishes on the ground, but I just think his size and his athleticism, he's been very inconsistent here. But I think with all that said, size, athleticism, been in the UFC for a little while, he should be able to tune this guy pretty good. So I'm going to go CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan, for you fellas out there who don't know what CLD means. All right. The next pick, my boy, Ricky Simone, the big time wrestler, Pacific Northwest guy. I love him. Saw him knock Basharat's head off in Seattle. It was amazing. He's going against another OG, kind of overlooked, Hani Barcelos, very well rounded guy. I love his Muay Thai. For a while there, maybe 10 years ago, he thought maybe he could make a crack at the title. Now he's kind of just a gatekeeper. Should be a good fight. A lot of veteran stuff going on, so I think they're going to make it interesting. I went back and forth on this a lot. I'm gonna go Barcelos. I just think something's clicked after that loss against Umar. That he's just been on a real roll lately. So it hurts me to say it, but I like Barcelos here. Next fight, Bonfim, the first Bonfim brother, fighting versus Christian Padilla. Padilla is on a Padilla, however we say it. He's on a hot streak right now, but the competition hasn't been the greatest. Bonfim, I think people are a little bit down on him right now, but the losses that he had are tough losses, and I think one was like a cut, the other one was against a really high level guy. So with that said, I like Bonfim in this one to get it done. standing or on the ground. I think he's a little bit better. All right, moving on to the next one. A couple of vets again. Muslim Salikov, Kung Fu Boy, versus Medic. Medic's really good standing. He's big. Even for 170, he moved up from 155. He's a big guy, but it just keeps alternating wins and losses. And I think here, again, we're finding these older fighters with a little bit of streaks behind them, kind of finding their rhythm here. Again, I like Muslim Salikov. He's on a 3-fight win streak, KO power. Let's roll with him. I'm going to go Muslim Salikov. And the co-main event, kind of a weird one. I don't know why they stacked these cards this way. But anyways, Matt Schnell, 1-4 in his last 5. Really needs a win here versus the winner of the Ultimate Fighter, Morales. Morales is motivated big time, got kind of that spark under him. That's kind of the theme of this card. These veteran fighters are kind of coming back with a big spark, making pushes. So, again, we're going to roll with that. We're going to go Morales here. He's kind of a big favorite. I don't like the number, but we're going to pick him here. All right, we made it. Main event time. Ismail Bonfim, the second brother, is going to be headlining versus Randy Brown. Randy Brown, you're going to hear about his jab. You're going to hear about how tall he is for the weight class. Bonfim, very well-rounded, willing to strike, to take it to the ground and submit you just as easily. Not doing MMA math here, but doing MMA math here. Brown beat Dalby. Bonfim lost to Dalby. They were both knockouts. Brown had the knockout. Bonfim lost by TKO. So, with that said, I don't like doing MMA math, but there's something that's telling me that, again, this card is just telling me these veteran fighters are making these pushes here. And I just feel like the magic's going to be in the air tonight or on Saturday night for these guys. So we're going to go Randy Brown here. I think he's going to be able to keep away with that jab, clinch work, all that stuff. So I think he's just a little bit better fighter, and it's a good matchup for him. So I'm going to run through the picks real quick. We got Brown, we got Morales, Salikov, Bonfim, the second brother, Barcelos, Christian Leroy Duncan, Emil, Hockett, Marcos, and Johnson. Boom, 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 boom. Let's win some money, guys. Love you all. Peace.